Lucio, first things first, how are you? Because this is crazy time and we are talking over whatever, and, and we are sitting at home doing nothing, almost.
Yeah, I'm good. We are, me and my family as well. We are all good, and luckily we have no. I don't know people that had this bad virus. The situation in my city is quite under control. There are some, but in Italy we have some area where it's very bad, so we have to keep staying at home. And luckily, I live in the countryside, so it's okay. I have something to do in the house and with my bikes and things.
During the first weekend of this season, we spoke a lot about your team, about you, about Joe. But to bring the audience, the viewers, who you are, we need to go back a lot back, because we know each other for 15 years almost, a little less. You've been in this business for a long time. You've been successful, world champion also. What's your background? How did you get into the motorcycling world?
I am in the motorcycling world from '89 because I was racing with in the Italian Championship in sport production from '89 until '92 in 1 to 5 class, and then I never went out from the paddock basically. When I stopped because I had no money, so I had to work or study. So I went to the university, and at the same time I was keeping working with the bikes. And then from '89 until now, I've been there and doing different categories. Yes, but still always in the racing. I work a lot with the Supermoto in the World Championship, for example. I made many years. Until 2006. Then I moved to Super Sport, where we won 2 times the world title, 2011 and 13 with Charles Davis and Sam Lowes. Then I moved to Moto2, and now I'm there.
How different is the
virus permitting? I don't know what will happen.
How different is working in Super Sport compared to Moto2? Because in the years that you won the championship with Chaz and with Sam, Yamaha was killing the business. I mean, it was just the fastest bike, amazing bike, and but also the competition was huge in the World Super Sport then.
Yeah, the Super Sport at this stage was quite competitive class. There was many factory team or supported team with nice, good bikes, and like you say, the Yamaha was looks like was the best bike, but was not at the same time was not simple, because if you look in 2009, Carl Crutchlow won the championship, and before this not much. Then after again until 2011 with Chaz, but in between was doing nothing, and then again in 2013, but. And now start to be again. Looks like with Yamaha you can win whatever you want. But at this stage we had a good engine with in 2011 because it was supported by Yamaha Germany. But in the year in 2013 with Sam Lowes we had a not factory engine. We just used 3 times, and so our engine was just normal. So he was so strong this year and so motivated in the end. So he was able to win even in Monza. When we arrive in Monza in this year, we say, okay, I'm happy if you finish in top 10. But he was able to win, and our bike was not
the fastest,
super fast. The Yamaha is a very good bike when you find a good setup and good and the rider feels good on the bike, you can perform very well, because it's the most close to a racing bike in the super sport class, I think. At the same time, when you are not perfect, it's not easy to put at the limit. So it's not that true that with the Yamaha was very easy to win. And also the funny things in this year was that we won with the B2 suspension, even if everyone was pushing to have the all-ins, but we had a contract before because we was working with them with Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
Then the contract was stopped suddenly in beginning of 2011, so we have to move to Yamaha, but we have some contract existing, so we have to respect. And we used the Bitubo, but I remember Yamaha was not happy. They want to use the all-ins, and they say, it's impossible to win with the Bitubo. Was not true. Anyway, it was very nice season, and the difference between Supersport and Moto2 is big. Okay, the bike is completely different. The behavior of the bike is different because one is a prototype and the other is a street bike adapted to other thing. Also, to work with is different, much different. In one way, the Supersport had much more electronic at this stage. We had traction control, everything, engine brake, and the Moto2 until now, they had nothing almost. Now it's just from 2019, they start to have some electronic. So from the electronic side, the Supersport was much more complete, but from the chassis side, you can do not too much. You have to find out the way, working with the suspension and with the ride eye, more or less, and swing arm length like this. But you have no possibility to adjust headstock or pivot or change the geometry. And in some ways, it's less easy because you have less instruments, but you still need to find the target. So always is a compromise because you have to reach the target you are looking for, struggling much more with your head, thinking how it's possible to do in the same way to arrive to achieve these numbers that you are looking for without the instruments. With Moto2 you have everything. You can do everything at the same, but then it starts to be complicated because you can be lost. Moto2, if you mix many things, then you can lose the way, and then start the problems.
As you mentioned, from 2019 we have new engines, new electronics. You also worked with some on a Honda, with the Honda engine Moto2. How big of a difference is it from 2019 compared to before?
I came back this year in the World Championship because last year I did just the CEV, so I was still working with the Honda. So I arrived just now to work with the Triumph engine and the new electronics. So honestly, it's different, but it's not. It's still a bike. So when I arrived, I was a little bit scared. I say, I have one year less of experience on this bike, so we will see. I will ask to the team to help me, especially at the beginning, to understand what we have to do. But honestly, from the chassis side, I didn't find any problem. I mean, you have some parameter a little bit different, but then the way how we work is completely the same. Just you have to consider the different characteristics of the engine, more torque and a little bit more power. From the electronic side is again new this year in 2020. So the team is working to understand how to use all the system, and basically is engine brake things. Last year they had some fixed maps in torque and engine brake, and you can choose between 20 maps. And now is open. You can build up your own map, and this is just the start. I think there is big room to improve and to understand also for the data guys. They have to learn how to use it in the proper way. But it's funny because it's helping a little bit. It's not that you can be 1 second faster, but you can make the rider more comfortable to do the lap and be more consistent without the bike looks more precise and less back-in the entry, so it's better to control. It's not about the absolute performance, I think. Mm-hmm. It's more for manage the performance along the race and be consistent and reduce the mistakes. But if I have to say something, I think maybe it's even easier, this bike, than the Honda for the riders. And looking from outside last year, I was thinking also this, because I see the gap between the riders is very, very, very small. Mm-hmm. No, from the first to the 20s, maybe they are in half second, sometimes less. So I think that the extra torque helps, because even if you are not perfect, you can come out from the corner with a good speed and good push.
And Lucio, we saw during the Qatar GP a new talent. I mean, not a new talent, but Joe Roberts, who I'm talking about. He just get so much confidence, I guess, throughout the week, throughout the weekend, throughout the preseason testing. He's just a new person compared to last year.
Everyone was telling me, this rider is not too fast, but maybe we can do something. But sure, he's not a big talent. You can do maybe some points and like this. So I wanted to be back in the World Championship, so I accept to go. But honestly, I had no hope to have this. And I mean, my target was to be in the points and start from this level to improve step by step. But honestly, from the first test, okay, it was wet, but I see from him a good mood, a good attitude. He wanted to work, and he was full open. He was listening everything. I was surprised. I say, oh, maybe what I heard, the rumors in the paddock was not right, or was something wrong in the previous year in the head. And I think he did a good winter test, even in Jerez, Valencia, and Qatar, and Jerez again. It was very good, especially with the race tire. No, in the last testing in Jerez, we didn't make impressive lap time with the soft tire because we had some issue. But with the racing tire, it was fast. Mm-hmm. Then we arrived in Qatar, and he told me, I don't like this track. So before we arrived, I say, I tell you before, I never liked this track because I don't know, I have no good feeling there. And then we start to make the test. It was impressive from the first session to me, and so it was quite easy to work with him. And because his head is completely different. He's very positive, and he listens a lot. He's never nervous, even if we try something that is not working, because this happens very many times. We try things, and sometimes it's not good, the bike. But this attitude was perfect, and also he was running always alone. Like we ask, we say, okay, you have to be alone, because if you want to be a champion, you have to learn to be fast alone, not following people. Mm-hmm. Because when you follow people, it's already like doping. I think you can be a little bit faster, okay, that is good. But the target is, first of all, you have to be fast alone. Then we will see. And also another good things from him in all the winter, he had no crash basically. Mm-hmm. So this was very good. He had one crash in Jerez, but against Manzi, so this is not a crash. And all the weekend in Qatar, we had a test, and the race weekend zero crash, and going very fast, consistent. We made many long run. And, I think it's just confidence in the team, in John Hopkins as well, which is working very well around the track, and motivate him in a good way. He believed in me, and I treat him like not very well, honestly. I was joking with him a lot this winter to say, hey, I never see you going fast, so show me something. And then he surprised me. Also in the race, we asked to not crash and finish the race, and he did everything very well. He managed the race. He finished fourth. I was happy there, but then 2 days ago I watched again the race. I want to kick his ass because I say, this race you can win. But honestly, it was good what he did because I didn't want to crash. Because after all the nice winter, the test, and the perfect race weekend, if you crash, you are again the guy that have 0 point. Yeah, I say to him, if you believe you was lucky to be there, you have to be upset to be fourth, because this was the last chance to you to be in the top with the top guys. But if you believe you are a strong rider, you have to take the positive and say, okay, 13 points are good for the championship. Okay, then we are unlucky with this situation. So, and it was a nice fourth because they was all together. It was not a lucky fourth.
Exactly.
It was not because of people crash or with a big gap from the front. So it was there. And he was able to make again his fastest lap time in the last lap. He just slept from lap 16 to lap 19. He was sleeping a little bit. After he went in front, he was a little bit scared to make mistakes, so he became rigid. And this was the reason why he didn't finish on the podium, or also maybe win the race, because it wasn't really possible.
Do you see John as a huge help for Joe?
Yeah, sure. I think all the atmosphere in the team, in our side, around John, is very good. So John, me, the mechanics, the data guys, we are very friendly. We are able to have fun, to be serious at the same time, but always with I think he feel everyone is pushing 100% to do a good result. Then, you try to do the best. Sometimes it's not working, but I think it's important to show to the rider that everyone is doing the best. Sometimes the best is not enough, but what we can do.